Coming up in this episode, forward moving to Hull KR from Bradford. Forward moving to Featherstone from Castleford. Forward moving to Featherstone from Gold Coast Titans. Forward staying put in Cronulla. And some rugby league matches. Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you enjoy what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Well, it's Sunday and it's been a while since I've done a Sunday episode, so I thought I'd bring you something a bit different. Today it's forwards, forwards, forwards and forwards that are going to be the highlights of this rugby league train. And we are carrying on in that vein with, first of all, Bradford Bulls, as Hull KR is set to sign Bradford Bulls forward Ajani AJ Wallace ahead of the 2024 season. According to Hull Live, the highly rated 20-year-old will link up with the Robins on a 2-year deal, fighting off Super League rivals to land his signature. In November last season, Hull FC were extremely interested in signing Wallace. However, the Black and Whites had their bid rejected and has continued with the Bulls, playing 10 games so far for Mark Dunning's men in 2023. Many people expected him to be at the MKM Stadium for 2023. However, he will become a Robin once his Bulls journey is completed at the end of 2023's current season. Former Leeds Academy player, Wallace played in all 3 World Cup games for Jamaica last season and is tipped to have a successful career in the game. Shining at Odsal in the Championship, Wallace has been dubbed one of the most exciting young forwards in the country. A move to Super League has been coming and it seems the Robins have managed to lure another top talent from the lower leagues to Craven Park. The news comes days after Hull Live revealed that England centre Oliver Gildart will be a Robins player in 2024 as Willie Peters starts to mould his squad for next season. A young dynamic forward who primarily plays in the back row, but does have the experience as a middle, as he fits the bill for what the Robins are trying to create as a side. No official confirmation has come through yet for the signing, but the 5'10", 20-year-old has got a bit of experience underneath his belt since making his debut for Bradford Bulls at the beginning of last year. He has represented the club 30 times and scored 6 tries in what was an indifferent season for the Bulls franchise. Jamaica, I've seen him benefit from the international growth because he played for them during the Rugby League World Cup 3 times. Didn't get on the scoring board, but a wealth of experience for someone at 19 years old, going up against opponents in the World Cup such as Ireland with its Super League players at the top of their game, New Zealand world-class players and going all the way to the semi-finals of the World Cup, and also Lebanon with their NRL stars like Mitchell Moses involved in that squad. He will definitely be a plus for a developing Robins side who have got young forwards aplenty. Will he be a top star? Time will tell. But the pieces are in place. Been through an academy where a lot of rugby league back rowers have come through to be top players. Then you can see it. James Bentley, John Bateman, Stuart Fielden, not the biggest of forwards, but have been really good people, really good players for their clubs as they progress through their careers. And they all have one thing in common. They came through the academy at Bradford Bulls. Not too much pressure on him then. If he is confirmed that he's going to Hull KR in 2024, it's another top signing for a club that I feel is going places. Next we come to the movements that Featherstone Rovers have got going into this weekend's fixtures. Players are coming in, such as the confirmed signing of Australian starlet Arama Hau on a deal until the end of the 2023 Championship season. The back rower had previously been with the Gold Coast Titans, but was not featured for their first team. Of Tongan heritage, he has represented Queensland and Australian schoolboys down under. He joined Sean Long's side on a deal until the end of the 2023 season to add to their hopes of promotion to the Super League. Featherstone lead the way in the Championship and remain unbeaten, while promotion rivals Toulouse recently fell to a 12-19 defeat to Swinton Lions at Hayward Road. The Championship outfit host Sheffield in round 10. Speaking on his move to England, Hau commented, "I'm very keen to get over to Featherstone to mature myself both as a man and as a footy player. I'm going to go there to be in a part in getting Featherstone to the grand final. The fans can expect a aggressive Tongan kid from Australia who is keen to get stuck in." Head coach Long added, "He's a big, young, powerful, highly sought after forward who signed up for the future at the Gold Coast Titans. He's played well for the Kangaroos. It shows where we're at as a club that we've managed to beat Super League clubs for his services." It came as an announcement via the Twitter page of Featherstone Rovers, as they said, "Locked in. Young Kangaroos and Titans forward Aram Hau commits to the Rovers until the end of the 2023 season. The 19-year-old is tipped to be a future star for the Titans and Queensland Maroons. Welcome to Featherstone, Arama." It looks like Featherstone have been hard at work when it comes to signing new players, as they have signed Daniel Smith from Castleford Tigers on what is his second stint in his career with the Featherstone Rovers, and this time on a short-term loan contract. Smith, who has featured 5 times for the Tigers so far this campaign, 4 of those came from the bench, with 1 from the start. He links up again with Sean Long's Featherstone earlier in this week on a 2-week deal. Smith previously made 4 appearances for the side. The likes of Yusuf Aldin and Albert Vete have also previously featured for the Championship side on loans this season, with Hull KR and Castleford respectively sending out these when Sean Long has called to arms for some reinforcements. As I may have mentioned earlier in this episode, he's another prop and has made 135 Super League career appearances to date, crossing for 12 tries. He links up with the Menderholz Jungle side in 2019 from Huddersfield, having previously been with the South Sydney Rabbitohs and also Wakefield. Smith remains without a contract for 2023, alongside a handful of his Castleford teammates, including Jordan Turner, Liam Watt and Joel Westerman. It's going to be interesting times at Featherstone, and also positive times, I hope, for the Black Cappers. They are on a roll at the moment, and there's not many teams that could potentially stop them. Have to see how it goes about. Going to be an interesting rest of the season. And to end our forward theme of this episode, it has been a couple of days of NRL signings as well, as Sharks forward Royce Hunt will continue to be a Cronulla player for another 2 seasons after signing a contract extension until the end of the 2025 season. Royce had the option in his favour for 2024, which he activated, while the club added an additional year. The Samoan representative managed 19 games underneath Craig Fitzgibbon's stewardship last season, after coming back from a serious knee injury throughout 2021. We are proud of Royce's efforts and development over the last 12 months, Fitzgibbons said in a statement. Meanwhile, Warriors outside back Marcelo Montoya and Eels forward Sean Russell have both signed contract extensions at their representative clubs for another 2 seasons as well. Montoya played his 100th game in Saturday's Magic Round clash against Penrith. In his 9 games so far this season, the former Fiji international is averaging close to 160 metres in the game. Russell, who has overcome a difficult 12 months with lung and shoulder injuries after making his NRL debut in 2021, will also remain at his junior club until the end of the 2025 season. Meanwhile, the Titans have announced the re-signing of flyer Alofina Khan Pereira on a 3-year contract. The 21-year-old has been a revelation to start the year since making his debut in round 1 with 9 tries in his 8 games. One outgoing though comes from the Canterbury Bulldogs, as forward Andrew Davey will return to the Eels with immediate effect after being granted a release from Belmore after joining the club in the off-season. And our last bit of transfer talk before we go back on some more comments from the Royce Hunt deal. The Dolphins have announced the signing of St George Illawarra forward Josh Kerr on a 2-year deal for the 2024 and 2025 seasons. Former Redcliffe Jr., Kerr will link back with Wayne Bennett, who he spent time with in 2020 as part of the Queensland State of Origin squad. So back to Royce Hunt, as I think this is the more interesting story out of all those new signings, as after arriving in the Shire ahead of the 2020 season in search of an opportunity, Royce Hunt has since become a regular in the Sharks lineup, with the Samoa international signing that 2-year contract to stay with the Cronulla club as well, to make sure that he becomes more of a fixture there. The new deal sees Hunt, who adds size and aggression to the Sharks forward pack, to show his commitment to the Sharks. He said, "I'm very excited. My preference was to stay here. I genuinely love this club and what we're building, so I'm happy to be on board and to be part of that success." Joining the Sharks 3 seasons ago after 1 NRL game for the Raiders in 2017, Hunt has played 14 top grade games in 2020 before a serious knee injury towards the back end of the year saw him sit out the back of 2021. Returning to full fitness in 2022, Hunt cemented a spot in the Sharks forward pack with his form throughout the year, earning him selection in a Samoa team, which won its way through to the World Cup final. Craig Fitzgibbons put some trust in me, and I'm grateful for that. From that, I got selected for Samoa, and we did what we did. I look forward to working off the back of that and to have another big deal. In securing the services of another crucial member of his NRL squad for 2 more years, Sharks coach Craig Fitzgibbons praised Hunt for his commitment and believes there is still plenty of upside in the Burleigh front rower. "We are proud of Royce's efforts and development over the last 12 months, Fitzgibbons said. He's worked very hard on himself, has potential for even more, and also think he has shown real care and respect for his teammates and the club." Originally from Western Australia, Hunt was spotted and recruited by the Bulldogs, playing through their junior representative ranks before shifting to Canberra to continue his rugby league career. While his NRL opportunities were limited at the Raiders, the Sharks saw enough in him to offer him a training contract ahead of the 2020 season, before he was elevated to the top 30, going on to play the 43 NRL games at Cronulla, 7 of those through the last 8 games in 2023. with Maori as well as Samoan heritage. Hunt was selected in the Maori team for the annual All-Stars clash earlier this year. The re-signing of Hunt adds to a long list of his current teammates who have also committed their immediate playing futures to the Sharks. We're a real close bunch of boys. We all believe and trust in what we're doing. So, we're all keen to stick around, Hunt said. With the injuries suffered by Braden Hamlin Uele, Hunt has been promoted to the Sharks starting side and was starting forward against the Dolphins this weekend, but was unfortunately on the losing side. But the Sharks have got a big hitting forward in their back. It's going to be a fun ride no matter where the team goes. Now finally we'll get on to the NRL Magic Round fixtures, as there is 6 to go through for Saturday and Sunday to complete the entire round. I know I've only just got round to doing these on the Sunday, as we've had all 8 games condensed over 3 days rather than the usual 4, and Super League has had the Friday night all to itself. But anyway, let's go through how each team did. Well, Saturday opened up with the Warriors versus the Panthers in a repeat of last weekend's game. No, take 2. Saturday's Magic Weekend games opened up with the Warriors facing off against the Panthers, and it was the Panthers that came away with the victory, 18 points to 6. A tough old game, a fiery encounter for one side, but the Panthers got over their shot loss to West last week to overcome kind of recovering Warriors side with their numbers. All started so brightly as the Warriors went over, with forward Adam Fanua-Blake going over on the 9th minute. John Johnson adds the extras, but that's all they wrote for the points for the Warriors. The Panthers had first half tries to thank from Dylan Edwards and Brian Toto, and both of those were converted by Nathan Cleary. Apart from a penalty goal after a sin binning for Jackson Ford, which was contentious to say the least, as it was given as a hip drop penalty, which saw Ford getting sent to the sin bin. Seemed like Spencer Leniu was charging at the line and almost broke through the Warriors' defence in the second half. Ford then slipped behind his opponent and landed on Leniu's legs, causing the Panthers' enforcer to scream out in pain before leaving the field. There has been a lot of words on hip drops during this game, during this season, so the officials were going to be obligated to do that, to give that. Nathan Cleary added 2 points to make it 14 points to 6, but then close towards the end of the game, on the 65th minute, 15 minutes left to be fair, the Warriors had already seen one sin binning out, but Dimitri Sifakula ended up in the sin bin by striking Nathan Cleary. Cleary came up with a big tackle on Josh Curran, which forced the ball loose. Curran wasn't happy about the error and grabbed Nathan Cleary's jersey as both exchanging words. This caused a running from both sides, which included the 19-year-old Sifakula, who was on his second game from the bench. It looked as if he was trying to grab Cleary's collar and instead struck him on the chin. So he got a 10-minute spell on the sidelines. There was enough time after this for Spencer Leniu to go over 9 minutes into the sin binning's timing to close out the game and make it 18 points to 6 in the Panthers' favour. The second game came at pace straight after, with Cronulla Sharks facing the Dolphins for the first ever time. I say that a lot this year with the Dolphins not playing anyone. Anyway, the Dolphins took a great 30-0 lead by the 31st minute, as Issa Katoa went over for the first run into the Sharks 20-meter line on the 5th minute, before Hamiso Tabuai Fidel went over on the 16th minute in the same sort of vein, just on the other side of the pitch. Then there was a big moment for Valance Tevare, who went over on the 22nd minute on debut in the right corner. But on the right edge, shall we say that, it burst through a few tackles, Mal Meninga style, from close range. 20 metres out, should I say. Connolly Lemilu went over on the 26th minute before Tesai Nui went over on the left-hand side after a great over-the-top pass found the winger in acres of space. The Sharks rallied though with 2 quick tries from Ronaldo Mulatalo on the 36th minute and Will Kennedy continuing his rich vein of form. The Kennedy try was converted and the half-time scoreline was 30-10. Jermaine Izako hadn't put a foot wrong all the way through that first half of his kicking, and didn't so in the second half as he converted Tavares' second try of the game on the 51st minute. It only left Teague Wilton to score and Nico Hines to convert to get the Sharks back into it, but barring any controversy, that was the game. And the Dolphins win once more. Then to close out Saturday, it was the bigwigs as the Storm faced the Rabbitohs. And it was the Rabbitohs that came away with a victory, 28-12. Magic has been good to the Rabbitohs over the past, but now the Storm are still trying to find their form. They're still a bit scratchy. Nick Meaney's still appearing at fullback as well. No correlation, I got to admit. Cody Walker went over on the 5th minute to open up the try scoring for the Rabbitohs, which Latrell Mitchell added the extras to. Jacob Host did the same on the 18th minute, scoring with a Mitchell conversion. And it was Remis Smith who got the only points of the half, a converted try by Nick Meaney, to give the Rabbitohs a little bit of pause, a little bit of thought. 2 quick tries in the second half, in the 46th and the 51st minute from Alex Johnson for both, and Latrell Mitchell kicking the second one, but the Rabbitohs, we assumed, at a good lead, which was emphasised a little bit more by Isaiah Tass scoring on the 66th minute, which Mitchell added the extras to once again. Bronson Garrick scored on the 75th minute for the Storm when Meaney converted, but that's all she wrote. And Saturday closed with a Rabbitohs victory, 28-12. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call this episode there and call that part 1. Called it late in the recording as there's been a lot to go through. For you guys to take all that in one sitting on whatever happened today in the NRL in one sitting, it's just too much. So what I'm going to do is, as you've noticed, this episode has gone out early, and then there's a later episode where we're going to catch up with a couple of. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way, like the one later on in the near future. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Watch out for that next episode. But in the meantime, please stay safe. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.